And Jordan is one of the countries most affected by desertification. Once a very fertile land, Jordan is now one of the world's driest countries. Local organizations are now growing native species of plants and working with the herders in the hope of reviving the land and preventing further damage. Our next report telling you more.
Local organizations in Jordan believe that reintroducing native plants and using smart water harvesting systems will lessen the impact of climate change. According to a UN report, desertification caused by climate change is only going to worsen. The UN Desertification Agency says that 40% of land globally is now degraded. That is because of human activities like unsustainable land and water management, poor agricultural practices, mining, urbanization and infrastructure development.
Jordan is mostly arid and semi-arid land. 90% of the land is as such, and 1% only of the land is forests. So most of the land is degraded, whether it is the rangelands or the forests. However, because the size of the rangelands in Jordan, I think it would be really a good idea to concentrate on rangelands and do restoration in that part and in the desert, and because this would lead into land restoration, the use of native plants would help in groundwater recharge, eventual groundwater recharge.
Restoring degraded land can help vulnerable communities by creating jobs for them and achieving food security, which would eventually build their economic resilience. In Jordan, the Badia is the largest geographical zone and it extends to the highland areas of the Western Mountains. The manager of the Sabha nursery in Badia believes that it is important to engage the community in climate resilience projects.
As you know, we are the people of Badia. We raise a lot of livestock, so we must take care of the vegetation cover. We must spread more awareness regarding the importance of the vegetation cover. We must fight desertification because the livestock depends on grazing vegetation. The livestock must be preserved for meat and dairy. We are the beneficiaries. If we don't care about these things, desertification will increase with time.
The Watershed Development Initiative employs local women in its plant nurseries. The Sabha nursery produces 150,000 seedlings every year and provides jobs for up to 1,000 seasonal workers each year. The Badia region is home to Bedouins who primarily rely on livestock for food and income. One of WADI's projects is the introduction of 4 native plants across 10,000 acres in the Sabha Reserve. The greenery helps restore the arid land by helping it to retain water.
WADI's mission does not only focus on the recharge of underground water, but also the increasing of the green cover to combat desertification. And it also focuses on the totality of the ecosystem. So we're working on the water, we're working on the green cover, and we're working also with the habitats of the creatures, from insects to animals and all living parts of that ecosystem. This is part also of our national and regional and international responsibility to mitigating climate change and achieving sustainability.
Jordan's water scarcity is likely to cause more food supply disruptions, forced migration and greater pressure on species survival. The UN has warned that some 700 million people could be displaced by drought. The UN report also mentions calls for financial support to bolster conservation and restoration in developing countries. To restore Jordan's fertile land and to stop the country from becoming a desert, better water management and smart agriculture practices are needed. If these measures are implemented on a larger scale, it would result in reduced biodiversity loss and improved soil health, which will lead to higher crop yields. Several other countries are now facing water scarcity. These measures could help them address their own land issues and increase drought preparedness. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.